Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we started with the topic named as fabrics to the fiber. In that class, we discussed about the different types of the fiber. In this topic, we discussed about how we are going to make the clothing material by using the thread. That is nothing but threads are nothing but yarns. So that again we are discussing how we are going to get the yarns from the fibers. So this chapter is nothing but about getting the fabrics from the fibers. Right. In the last class we discussed about the two types of the fibers, processing of the two types of the fiber. That is nothing but one is cotton fiber, another one is jute fiber. In those days we discussed about the different processes for the processing of that fibers. That is nothing but cotton and jute. In those processes we discussed about the up to about the how we are going to make the thread or how we are going to make the yarn from those fibers. How those processing can be done. In the last but least step, what we have to do, we have to make convert those yarn or threads into the fabrics. We have to convert those things. So that converting those things, we have two steps. Right? Making fabric from the yarn or converting yarn to the fabric, we have two steps or two processes. One process is nothing but weaving. We can use the weaving process for the purpose of making fabric from the yarn. Or second process is nothing but knitting. We can use the knitting for the purpose of the making the fabrics from the yarn. Right? We are going to discuss one by one. So that the first process is weaving. For that we are going to do an activity. We are going to take two sheets of the paper of different color. We are going to take the two sheets of the paper of different color. Let it be the red or green. We are going to take one red paper, another one is green paper. And we have to cut and we have to make exactly square pieces of those things. We have to make square pieces of those things having the length or having the all the sides is equal to 30 centimeters. Having the all the sides equal to 30 centimeters. So that we are going to take two papers having the same length, same size or different colors. So that we are going to take the papers and we are going to cut the paper exactly having the 30 centimeters of the side. So that each side of those things will be 30 centimeters. Now, after that what we are going to do? We are going to fold both the papers. We are going to fold both the papers. So that let it be the paper, it has the dimensions of the 30 centimeters on each side. Now we are going to fold the paper at exactly half. So that it looks like this. After that what we are going to do? We are going to draw the lines on that paper. We are going to draw the dotted lines on that paper. If the first paper, if I am going to draw the dotted lines like this, on the second paper which I have taken, I am going to draw the dotted lines like this. Right? Dotted lines like this. Then what we have to do? We have to cut both the sheets exactly at the where the dotted lines planted or dotted lines there. On that exact position we have to cut those sheets of the paper. So that if I the dotted lines, if I taken this paper and this is the folded one, on that folded paper if I draw the dotted line here, on exactly that dotted line what we are going to do? We are going to cut those things. We are going to cut those things, both the sheets of the paper. Then what we are going to do? Then we are going to unfold it. We are cut here, we are also have to cut here, and we are going to unfold it. We are going to unfold it. One is cut in this direction, another is cut in this direction, and we are going to unfold it. Right? We are going to unfold it. After the unfolding, what we have to do? We have to weave the strips. We have to weave the strips one by one through the cuts in the sheet of the paper. We are going to weave the sheets. Here, if I cut is here, I am unfolding here. If the cut is here, we have to weave the sheets in one by one. So that if you weave the sheet here, it is going to come back. Again you have to going to weave that sheet. Again it is going to come back. Again you have to going to weave the sheet. Again it is going to come back. In this manner we have to continuously weave the sheets. Weave the sheets in the cuttings of those papers. So that what will happen in those cuttings of those papers, at final it looks like this. This is the cutting of the paper, and after that it will look like this. One by one the different color is going to come. So that if it is the black is the blue color, this will be the, it is going to be blue color. Black is red color. Next this is again is going to come as blue color. This is also is going to come as blue color. This is also going to be as come as blue color. This is also going to be blue color. Like this, when we wave those things, when we wave these strips one by one in the cuttings of those papers, they look like this. They look like this. So that one another will be different color. This will be different color. This will be different color. This will be the blue. Then this will be the red. If this is the blue, then this will be the red. When we strip one another, when we strip the papers, when we wave the papers in one another, one by one on the sheets of those papers, those looks like this. What is happening here? This is also a different paper, and this is also a different paper. Red is also different paper. Blue is also different paper. When we wave these things, they are close together, and they will have the different colors. What we are doing here, we are interlocking both the papers so that it looks like a one. So that two different papers looking like one. In this way, we are going to wave. In the same manner, clothing material. In same manner, threads of yarn are waved like this. They are going to wave like this. They are going to take the two, in the place of two sheets of the paper, they are going to take two yarns. So those two yarns are waved like this type of the paper. How we wave the paper here, in the same manner, we are going to wave the yarns or threads, so that it is going to give us a clothing material, that is nothing but the fabric. So then waving is nothing but waving is the process by two sets of yarns are arranged together to form a fabric. We are going to take two yarns and we are going to arrange them so that it is going to give us a fabric. Right? So then the process of two sets of yarns are arranged together to form a fabric. It is done by done on the looms. How we are done on these papers? These things. The weaving is done on the looms. Looms are nothing but it is the setup for the purpose of the weaving of the clothing material. That is nothing but it is the setup for the weaving of the threads or yarns. Right, for that reason we are going to set up and looming equipment. That is nothing but we are going to add beams, and in those beams we are going to set two threads so that those threads should be in parallel direction and they should be arranged for the purpose of the making of the fabrics. So that those are done on the looms. Right, there are two looms. One is hand loom, another one is power loom. Hand loom is nothing but by using the hand loom we are going to use our hands for the purpose of the weaving. In the power loom we are going to use the equipment, that is nothing but we are going to use the machineries for the purpose of the weaving of that clothing material, that is nothing but weaving of the threads to the fabric. Right, it is done by the weaving. So that we are going to arrange those things. Now next, weaving involves placing two sets of the threads or yarns made up of the fibers called the warp and weft on the loom. Weaving involves placing the two sets of the threads or yarn made of the fibers called the warp and weft on the loom. So if we take the example of this activity, what we have done, we have taken the two sheets of the paper. In the same manner, we are going to take the two sets of the threads. We are going to take the two sets of the threads or yarns for the purpose of the weaving of those things, those fibers, and we are named them as one as warp, another one as weft of the loom. Right? If we take the two sheets here, the same manner two threads are named as one as warp, another one as weft. Right? Those are can be loomed or those are can be waved in the form to produce the clothing material, that is nothing but the fabric. So that how it is can done, the warps are drawn tight. The warps are drawn tight in parallel order with the weft being interplaced at the right angles to the warps. Right? Warps are drawn tight in parallel order. We are going to set up the loom. If you have set up the loom here like this, on those looms we are going to tie the warp, that is nothing but a single piece of one single piece of thread. We are going to arrange them like this, and those are always parallel to each other. These are always parallel to each other, and they are tightly arranged. They are tightly arranged. In those things, what we are going to do? We are roaming the, or we are interplacing the web at right angles. We are interplacing the web at the right angle. That is nothing but perpendicular to these things. When we place those things, they are going to insert like this. They are going to insert like this, and these are very close. They are very closely arranged, not that far. They are closely arranged. If I continuously do those things like this, these are the parts and these are the web. When we closely arrange those things continuously on the globe, one is parallel to each other, another is perpendicularly inserted, or right angle they are inserted. They are going to look like this. When we arrange all of the threads closely, then all the threads going to constitute a fabric. It is going to constitute a fabric, that is nothing but it is the clothing material. Like this, continuously we are going to do those things on the looms by using our hands or by using the machineries. The continuation of the interlocking of the threads like this, it is going to produce the fabrics. So that the last fabric by weaving procedure looks like this. Right? If you see the fabric which is present on the shirt, my shirt, when you see that there will be lines like gone like this, white lines. In the same manner, the dotted lines, black lines are going like this. So that some of them are going in this direction for the weaving purpose, some are weaved in this direction. So that both are arranged, both are come closer and arranged, so that this fabric is produced. This clothing material is produced. In this manner, weaving is done. Now next, another procedure. This is the first procedure of making up the fabrics from the threads. This is the second process, that is nothing but the knitting. Right? Knitting is nothing but, if you see in the sewing of the sweaters by your parent, your mother or sister, they are going to use the needles and they are going to sew one another. They are going to use single piece of fiber, a single piece of thread, and they are going to continuously weave those things. They are going to continuously stitch those things. If you see in the making of the curtains, different types of colors, they are going to make the design of the different type of designs on the curtains, so that they are going to use the single thread and they are continuously going to insert that thread on the curtain, so that different designs can be produced. That thing is nothing but what it is the knitting. In the same manner, stitching of the sweaters, which is nothing but it is also knitting. They are going to use the single thread and they are continuously going to arrange those threads so that they are going to produce a sweater. That process is nothing but it is known as knitting. So that knitting is nothing but the process by which a single yarn is used to make the fabric. It is done by hands or machines. Right? In this knitting, the process by which a single yarn is used for the purpose of making the fabric. Here we are going to use the single yarn and that is going to be arranged in the form of the clothing material, so that we are going to produce the fabric, and it is done by the hands or machines. These are the two processes of making the thread to fabric. Right? Thread to fabric. In this way we are going to make those things. Our last topic of this chapter is nothing but, we already discussed how we are going to make the fabrics from the fiber. We discussed about how we are going to get our clothing material. Now, is this the same procedure is used in the ancient times? Is the same procedure is used for the ancient times? The clothing material which I wear is used by, it is wear by the same person who is present at the 2000 years back. Right? Now, for example, if we take the examples of the our epics, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata, in the same way they used to wear this type of clothes? No. The ancient generation, that is nothing but Asian civilization, used this type of clothing? No. Is it possible that at the earlier stages they are going to use the ready-made cloth which we are getting nowadays? No. That means they have the different clothing materials. We have different clothing materials. They have different fashion. We have different fashion. We have different types of the weaving procedures. We have different types of the weaving procedures. What type of they were on that time are different from the nowadays. So that we are going to check the history of the clothing material. So that we are going to discuss about the history of the clothing material. What our ancestors used to wear, what we are wearing now. So that there is a lot amount of difference. So we are going to discuss about those things. Now, in the ancient times, people used the bark and big leaves for covering themselves. Right? Earlier at this stage, earlier in the ancient times, there is no machineries. There is no knowledge of the how does the fiber is going to be produced. So that for the protection of our body, for covering their body organs, they used the leaves of the plant. They used the leaves of the plant as well as they used the bark. Bark is nothing but outer covering of the stem. Outer covering of the stem. And if you take this tree, the middle part is stem, the outer covering of the stem is nothing but bark. In the ancient times, they used the bark as well as big leaves. Big leaves like banana leaves, leaves of the big plants. They used it for the covering of their main parts, right? Covering of their body parts, right? So that they should cover those parts, and as well as they use the skin of the animal, as well as they use the skin of the animals, so they are going to cover their body for the purpose of the feel warm and for the purpose of the protect their body from the outer environment, so that they use the bark and big leaves for the covering. If you see in the movies, if you see in the forest persons, the persons who are living in the forest, when you see those things, they are going to use the coverings of their body part by using the one skin, animal skin. If you see in those things, or you can see that they are going to use the banana leaves, or they are going to use the leaves of the plants for the purpose of the covering those parts of the human body. Right? After that, after ancient time, when the civilization comes into the action, then agricultural activities grow on. After that ancient times, agriculture patterns are grown. The people used to depend on the agriculture. At that time, they started to use different type of material for the purpose of the protection of their body, covering of their body. So that after the settlement of the agricultural communities, after the settlement of the agricultural community, that is nothing but the community which are dependent on the agriculture, they start to settle at a point. They start to settle at a point. For example, taking the example of yourself, you are settled at your home in the farm, so that your farm is going to give agricultural yield, and you are dependent on that agricultural yield, so that you are a community that depends on the agriculture. In the same manner, here after the settlement of the agricultural communities, they learn to weave. They learn to weave twigs and grass into the mats. They use the twigs and grass which is present in the agricultural field. They use those grass and twigs and weave those things. They weave those things into mats. Mats are nothing but if you take the mats for the purpose of the sleeping on those mats, they weave those mats. In the same manner, they weave the basket also. The hand basket, if you see those hand basket, if you check, see the mats which are used for the purpose of the sleeping on the floor, we are going to put the mat first. Right? After the agricultural community settled there, they use the twigs and grass, and they are made the mats of those twigs and grass as well as baskets. Now, best example for this is nest of the birds. If you see that nest of the birds, they are going to wave the nest one by one. They are going to take the grass, they are going to wave like this. Another piece of grass, they are going to wave like this. They are going to interlock all the grass, so that they are going to produce a nest. In the same manner, in the older generation, after the settlement of the agricultural communities, they wave those things like the nest of the birds, and they wave the baskets as well as they wave the mats in that manner. Right? As well as vines and animal fleece. That is nothing but animal fleece is nothing but hair of the animals. If you take the example of the sheep or goat, the hair of the animal fleece can be used for the purpose of the what? For the purpose of the fabric. So that those hairs are twisted. Those hairs were twisted each with each other or together into long strands. They are twisted and together and made a long strand. those strands were woven. Those strands are woven again one by one, so that they are going to produce the fabrics. They are woven one by one, and they are going to produce the fabric by the fleece of the animal beings. After the agricultural community is settled, first they use the leaves, then they are using the what? They are using the twigs and grass into the mats, then they use the animal fleece for the purpose of the weaving the fabrics. After that, Indians, the olden Indians, wear core fabrics which are made of the cotton, which is grown in the banks of the Ganga river. Right, after that, after some time, Indians use the cotton as the material for the fabric. They started to use the cotton for the material of the fabric at the Ganga river banks, on the banks of the Ganga river. So that at the Ganga river they are going to grow the cotton, and they are going to use the fabrics which is made from the cotton. Early Indians used to wear those things. After that, they also used the flax. They also used the flax as the fiber. Flax is also a natural fiber, that is nothing but it is a plant which is going to give the natural fiber for the purpose of the fabrics, which is also used by the Indians after the some time. After that, in Egypt, after all these things, along with that, in Egypt, they are cultivated. In Egypt, these are that is nothing but these all things which are used by the Indians were cultivated on the banks of the Nile River. They are cultivated on the banks of the Nile River in the ancient time, at the time of the agricultural communities were started to settle. After all those things, nowadays, instead of weaving those things, we have a sieving needles. We have a sieving needles, so that in the home, if you have seen the sieving machine, they have a sieving needle. They are going to continuously sieve the clothing material, so that they are going to convert it into fabrics. In the same manner, after the invention of the sieving needle, they are using sieving needle for the purpose of the production of the fabrics. In this way, right, sieving needles is used so that at the eye of the sieving needle, they are going to put the thread, and using that thread, they are going to arrange that thread into a fabrics. Continuously, they are going to arrange those things. After that, they are going to produce the fabric. In this way, all the fabrics are produced nowadays. This is the history of the fabrics, how it is kept, and this is how the fabrics are made. This is all about this topic. Here your topic, your third chapter is completed. In the next class, we are going to discuss about the exercise question which is going to come in this topic. So that up to that point, thank you, take care, stay well, stay home.